Yeah, my name's Simon Bennett. I'm studio director at Roll7 in the UK.
So let's start by talking a little about what your goals were heading into Laser League.
I guess our goals were something like super accessible. We all grew up in the 90s with kind of classic local multiplayer games. We had a really simple prototype, and we've just built on that really. Our goal is easy to play, playing with friends, and like simple control scheme. Like it's literally just move around and use one trigger for your ability. And from our perspective, it's about the simplicity of just being able to play with everyone quickly, understanding the rules of the game. And we've moved away from the sort of traditional like Roll7 house style of like retro kind of pixels into something a bit more 3D, Unreal, yeah.
And this has been in development for a while, even before Ollie Ollie.
Absolutely, yeah. This game was prototyped when we were pitching Ollie Ollie to PlayStation. It was actually conceived on a train. Our creative director, John, and our production director, Tom, were just playing around with some ideas, and it's just evolved from there, and it's been kind of like our go-to fun multiplayer game. It has just stepped up over the years.
You mentioned it's got a MOBA light element to it, but talk a little about esports and how that was in mind when you guys were creating this.
Esports in 2013, it wasn't really a thing. I mean, to be honest, we just want to make a great game that anyone can play, and I think for me it was about probably doing something that appeals more to us. I'm time starved, and being able to pick something up and play it immediately is like crucial. If it becomes an esport, like wow, great, but it's not on like our radar. We just want to make a good game that people want to play.
But this is an actual sport. Talk about designing this sport.
That's tough. Making a game or making a sport, like we had the initial prototype, the super simple prototype, which is just lines and dots. But when you start adding people into that equation, player classes and sort of positions on the field and the white like set plays and stuff, suddenly you realize that you have to actually ostensibly create a playbook, a rule book for how the sport works. And that conversation internally, like from a design perspective, has been, it's been years in the making. And we've got to a stage now where we're pretty sure we've got the core rules, but like, for example, maybe we've not worked out offside yet. And it took people who came up with soccer a long time to come up with that part of their rules. It took people in rugby a long time to go, let's not give people 4 for a try, let's give them 5 for a try, because it will make the game more interesting. So that's kind of why we're heading to early access with it. We want to sort of use our athletes as sort of a sandbox for turning this into something amazing. So.
And all the screaming we're hearing in the background is people actually playing this game. Talk a little about the setup, what's going on in this game.
So we've got 3v3 over here. There's 2 teams. Yeah, there is a lot of screaming going on. So basically these guys are, I don't know what this game is a shit talk dream. Like it's literally like you and your friends and skill. Like there's nothing else to it. It's you playing with your friends and skill, and within a game, anyone can pick this up. These guys have never played it before, but already they're pretty much getting the basic tactics together. At the top end of it, we've seen crazy levels of skill and tactics. People coming in for play sessions. Our QA guys are ninjas at this. So there's sort of all levels of the spectrum are catered for, and a lot of shouting. So we're in trouble from our publisher, 505, for that noise in their office every time we send them a new build. They're like, I can't work, turn the fucking game off, or move somewhere else. So
talk a little about what the basic rules are. You got different types of players as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's 6 different player classes. You have offensive, medic, and kind of possession. So we've got smash, thief, blade, ghost, snipe. The whole concept is basically picking your team combination based on the player map that the stadium map that you're going into. And it's rounds are 3 points, first to 3 points. Best of 2 rounds wins. Simple as that. Really simple sports format.
And the actual arenas are changing because you've got different patterns you're working with.
Absolutely. So they're kind of like geometric morphing patterns. Some of them are very simple. Some of the ones we saw today are a little bit more complex. And really, that's kind of where the depth comes from. It's knowing which map you're going into, and which player classes to take in, and then which strategies to use when you move in there. So alongside the lasers which are moving around within a pattern, we also have power-ups. They're game-changing power-ups, things that will freeze things, flip the laser colors around. We'll have segment, things that like literally split holes in the lasers themselves, reverse. There's a whole load of those, and it's working out when those come up and whether you should take that for your team. Sometimes they're not good for you, and sometimes you want to protect your team from the other team actually getting them. So it's a constantly evolving strategy of team, and lots of shouting. So
when you think sport, you normally think a ball. What is it that people are doing in this arena?
Yeah. So I guess the best way of looking at it is it's like tag, but the lasers are the tag element, and as a player you're trying to turn on lasers in your team's color, and by doing so trapping the opposition, and then using your player classes as a way to eliminate those your opposition. So it's there's no ball in it, and it's funny because when we first looked at it, we're like, that's weird, it's a sport without a ball. Every sport has a ball, and we've invented a sport without a ball that's fun, and that's why we're really hyped about it. So. I mean, the future's lasers, it's not balls.
Well, talk a little about the complexity of the game as you put more and more players into this one size arena.
Sure. So when this game started out, it was a 1v1 experience. You throw 2v2 in, and there's that sort of like a simple kind of camaraderie and discussion between two people. But as soon as you throw 3v3 or 4v4, we've been playing with as well, it becomes this just crazy like back and forth between both teams. At one point, there will only be one player left, and when you bring that one player goes and revives all of his teammates, and it all kind of evens up. Like it's just constantly like who's winning this game, and that visual is just about the color. Like immediately on a screen, I can tell you who is winning. Like if the green team like have 75% of the arena, I know that they are probably going to win that point. But crucial power-up could pop up, flip, as it just has, flip it round to the other team and totally change the game up. Yeah, it's exactly what just happened in the background. So yeah, it's a constantly evolving geometric pattern, constantly evolving tactics and thinking, but super simple at the base of it. Like the whole thing is anyone can just pick this up and play it.
What platforms and when is it coming out?
So we got summer this year, early access, and then once we've really refined it, got that experience like absolutely nailed, work with our community, then we'll be looking to take it to consoles after that.